Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is July 28th, and we've got our first set of trades to go over, including a big one. Lucas Giolito is an angel. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. It is Friday. We're coming to the end of July. We're coming to the end of what will be the trade deadline on Tuesday. And we've got a huge episode today, a lot to go over. So we're not going to waste any time because this one is going to be a long one. A couple trades happened. We've got a lot of division races to go over. The series recap, of course, as usual, is how we're going to start it off. So let's dive on in and not waste any more time here. Let's get started. Okay, let's start things off with an old one here. A Giants and Tigers game on makeup day from April. And it's Scooble who strikes out 9 Giants while only allowing 2 hits in 5 innings. The Tigers were all over the Giants, including a home run from Zach Short for his 6th of the year, leading the Tigers to a 5-1 win. Now diving into the actual games of the week, and we start with the Subway Series, a 2-game set between the Mets and the Yankees, and what a game for the big polar bear man himself, Pete Alonso, who hits 2 home runs in the game, the second being part of a back-to-back shot with Daniel Vogelbach. The Mets, they take the first game, winning it 9-3, and for the other one, the Yankees were able to hold the Mets to only 1 run as Carlos Rodon, he earns himself his first ever pinstripe win as he gets his first win with the Yankees. They split the Subway Series a game apiece, winning it 3-1. The Braves and the Red Sox now, another 2-game set, and this one started with the Braves scoring the first run of the game, but after that it was all Boston. They score 7 runs straight, including a home run from Masataka Yoshida, as Boston ends up winning the game. They take it 7-1, and for the second game, Ozzie Albies starts the scoring in this one in the 6th with a 3-run home run. But after that, again, it is all Boston. 3 home runs from Rafael Devers, Tristan Casas, and Adam Duvall. Boston gets a 2-game sweep over the best team in baseball in the Braves. They win it 5-3. The Marlins and the Rays, the Battle of Florida in this 2-game set, and Tyler Glasnow pitches 7 strong innings, and the offense would do just enough, including a home run from Brandon Lau. The Rays take the first game, winning it 4-1, and for the second game, Sandy, it's about time that you looked like your Cy Young from last year. A complete game for the righty. The Marlins end up splitting the 2-game set, 1 apiece, as they take it 7-1. Now we have a normal 3-game set between the Royals and the Guardians, and the Royals would be in the lead with 2 home runs from Salvador Perez and Miguel Garcia. They end up holding it and beating the Guardians in the first game, winning it 5-3. In the second game, Josh Naylor's brother, Bo Naylor, would have quite the day at the dish as he hits 2 home runs for a total of 4 on the year and his career. That would help lift the Guardians past the Royals and even up this series as they take it 5-1. And for the final game, it's another game and another Guardian hitting 2 home runs. This time it was the star Jose Ramirez, 2 home runs in the game. David Fry would join him in hitting a home run, and the Guardians would end up taking the game and the series as they beat the Royals 8-3. Another state battle, this one in Chicago between the Cubs and the White Sox. We're back to 2-game sets here, and 4 Cub home runs were hit from Christopher Morel, Nico Horner, and 2 from Dansby Swanson. The Cubs end up winning the first game, taking it 7-3, and for the other game, the Cubs would enter the 5th down 5 runs, and in that 5th inning, they would score 6 runs to take the lead, and later on, the Cubs would get some insurance runs from a back-to-back home runs from Cody Bellinger and Ian Happ. The Cubs get the 2-game sweep over the South Side in the White Sox as they win it 10-7. The Angels and the Tigers now a 3-game set, and after a first inning 2 RBI double from Mike Moustakas, the Angels would lead for all of this game until the 9th, where the Tigers entered the inning down 4 and would tie the game after Spencer Torkelson hit a ground rule double. In extras, the Angels score a run on a Mickey Moniak double and then would hold the Tigers as they start the series with an extra innings win as they take it 7-6. Rain delay on Wednesday leads to a doubleheader Thursday, and what a day for Ohtani it was. In the first game, he was pitching, and he pitches his first ever complete game shutout, striking out 8 while only allowing 1 hit. The Angels win it 6-0. And for that second game, Ohtani hit 2 home runs in the game to bring his league-leading number up to 38. Wow, Ohtani is incredible. The Angels get the sweep over the Tigers. They win it 11-4. Moving along now, we've got the Mariners and the Twins jumping to the 9th in this first one. The Mariners down a run and down to their final out. The Mariners will call upon Kolten Wong to come and try and pinch hit. And you could say that Kolten Wong was having his worst season ever. And what does he do? How about a go-ahead 2-run home run, a pinch hit bomb, his second of the year? That put the Mariners up, but the Twins weren't done. They tied in their half of the 9th with a Max Kepler double, which brought us to extras. And after holding the Mariners, the Twins would find a hero in Carlos Correa, who hits the walk-off single. The Twins get walk-offs on back-to-back nights, and they take the opener, winning it 4-3. Game 2, what a day for Julio, as he would start the scoring for the Mariners with a home run, and then later on would hit a home run to tie the game in the 8th, as he had 2 home runs in the game. The next inning, the Mariners would score 3 runs, as they would get a total of 7 runs in the last 2 innings to get a come-from-behind win, evening the series up as they take it 9-7. And for that final game, the Mariners and Twins would have a rubber match filled with home runs. For the Mariners, it was Julio and 2 home runs from Dylan Moore. And for the Twins, it was Christian Vasquez, Eduardo Julian, and Matt Wallner with 2 home runs of his own. And although the Twins got an extra home run, it was the Mariners who would end up winning this game and taking the series 8-7. Rangers and Astros, the first and second place teams in the AL West. The Rangers having a 3-game lead in the Battle of Texas, and what a series this would be, starting with a home run from Josh Jung. And after many more runs were scored, we would end up with the Rangers being up 3. Well, that was until Chas McCormick hit a 3-run home run to tie the game up for the Astros. We would stay tied until the 9th, where the Astros would walk it off on a single from Yanyer Diaz. As they win it, they take the first game in come-from-behind fashion, taking it 10-9. In Game 2, the Astros would use 2 home runs from Kyle Tucker and Martin Maldonado to put them up 3. So although the Rangers would get 2 runs in the 9th on a Mitch Garver home run, the extra home run from the Astros would help them stay ahead and win, pulling them within 1 game of the division as they take it 4-3. In that final game, the Astros looking for the sweep to tie up for the division lead, and they would get some reinforcements as both Jose Altuve and Yordan Alvarez were activated from the injured list, and this game had it all. Home runs, scoring, and drama as Andrew Heaney would hit Yordan with a pitch in the first inning. Then later on, Framber Valdez hit Simeon in response, which caused warning. Simeon was not happy with that, so it felt really good for him after he hit a home run off of Framber to put the Rangers up 3. He had some words for Valdez, and then later on in the game, Adolis Garcia hit a grand slam, which caused the benches to clear, and after all of that, the Rangers would end up winning the game. They avoid the sweep and maintain a 2-game lead over the Astros for the AL West Division as they take it 13-5. The Oilers and the Phillies now, first game. This game starts with the one of the young O's, Jordan Westburg, hitting his first career home run. Ryan Mountcastle would also hit a home run, and despite that, we would be tied entering the 9th inning when Colton Cowser, he doubles in a run for Baltimore. That would be the winning run. The O's beat the Phillies 3-2. Game 2, Bryce Harper would tie this game up with a home run, and then Ryan O'Hearn for the Baltimore Orioles would later hit a home run of his own to put Baltimore back in the lead in the 9th inning. Now, Bryson Stott would tie the game with a double, which set up Alec Boehm to hit the walk-off single as the Phillies even up the series with a walk-off win as they take it 4-3. And for now, the final game, the rubber match. Adley Rutschman starts this game off with a 3-run home run. And after the Phillies took the lead by scoring 4 straight runs, the O's would tie it back up with an Austin Hayes single. Later on, Edmundo Sosa with your Phillies would hit a go-ahead home run in the 7th to put them back up, and then an insurance run courtesy of Bryce Harper. The Phillies win it. They take 2 of 3 versus the Oilers as they take that last game 6-4. Now we've got the Rockies and the Nationals. Game 1, the Rockies scored 2 runs in 5 innings for a total of 10 runs, including a home run from Nolan Jones as the Rockies beat up on the Nationals in the opener, winning it 10-6. Game 2, jumping along in this one, the Nats would enter the 8th inning down 3 runs, and they would score 4 runs with the help of a go-ahead 3-run home run from Joey Meneses as the Nationals get a come-from-behind win to even the series up 6-5. And for the final game now, different game, same story. The Nationals enter the 9th inning down 3 runs and would go on to rally for 4 runs to walk off the Rockies with the CJ Abrams single as the Nationals get 2 come-from-behind wins in the series, with one of them being a walk-off as they take the series versus the Rockies 5-4. The Reds and the Brewers, first place and second place in the NL Central, face off, and what an opportunity for both of these teams to take advantage of. In the first game, Elly De La Cruz would hit a 2-run home run after being mocked by their scoreboard. Later on, it's Sal Frelick who continues his big debut week with the Brewers, his first home run of his career to tie the game up, and we would remain tied until the 9th, where the Brewers would walk it off on a Christian Yelich single as they take the first game of this important series, winning it 3-2. Game 2, Andrew Abbott's great day on the bump would keep the Brewers quiet as a home run from Will Benson would make the Reds lead 4 in the 9th. In the bottom of the 9th, though, Christian Yelich, a 3-run home run, but end up a run short thanks to that Will Benson home run in the top of the 9th. The Reds even up the series. They take it 4-3. And now for the rubber match, Freddie Peralta, he shoves for 6 innings, striking out 13 Reds batters. Tyrone Taylor, he hits his second home run of the year as the Brewers get the series win and beat up on the Reds. They take it 3-0. The Pirates are in San Diego taking on the Padres. Game 1, Carlos Santana and Han Song Kim both hit 2 home runs each for their respective teams. And for Carlos Santana, joining him and the Pirates was Jack Sawinski and Liover Pagura, excuse me if I butchered that. They both hit home runs, and for Pagura, it was his first career home run. The Pirates take the opener, they win it 8-4. Game 2, Blake Snell continues to dominate in the second half as Manny Machado, Juan Soto, and Gary Sanchez all went deep, and we had some drama after the Juan Soto home run, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. The Padres even up the series 5-1, and in the final game, 3 Pirate solo shots from G-Man Choi, Brian Reynolds, and Carlos Santana lead the Pirates to a series win as they take 2 of 3 versus the Padres, winning it 3-2. The Cardinals and the D-backs now. Game 1, Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado both go deep in the game, and the Cardinals put the cherry on top with 5 runs in the 9th inning as they beat the Diamondbacks in the game, winning it 10-6. Game 2, a low-scoring game here as the Cardinals would score 1 run and hold that until the 8th inning, where the D-backs would tie the game up, and then a 2-run triple from Corbin Carroll would put the Diamondbacks up as they even up the series with the win 3-1. Final game here, the rubber match, 5 Cardinal home runs, 2 from Nolan Gorman, Lars Nootbaar, Paul Goldschmidt, and Andrew Knizner make up the 5. That leads the Cardinals to the series win as they beat the Diamondbacks, taking it 11-7. Our 5th and final 2-game set of the week, this one between Californian rivals, the Oakland Athletics and the San Francisco Giants. And this first game would be quiet as we were tied at 1 entering the late stages of the game, but a double from Mike Yastrzemski would put San Fran up. As Duvall locks down the save, the Giants take the first game, winning it 2-1. And in the other game, J.D. Davis and Austin Slater both hit home runs in the game. The Giants offense was all over Oakland pitchers, and they end up with the 2-game sweep over the A's as they take it 8-3. Lastly, here we have the Blue Jays in LA taking on the Dodgers. First game tied late in this one. Matt Chapman, a home run to give the Blue Jays the lead. And then Max Muncy, a home run to keep us tied and send it to extras. We're in the 11th inning. The Blue Jays scored 3 runs, including a 2-run double from Dalton Varsho. They take the opener, winning it 6-3. Game 2, home runs from Freddie Freeman and JD Martinez for the Dodgers. Bo Bichette for the Blue Jays. The Jays would be up a run entering the 9th when a bases-clearing double from Danny Jansen would put the Blue Jays up 4, but the Dodgers would fight and rally and score 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th to tie the game and send us to extras once more, where this time it was the Dodgers who would walk away with the win on a walk-off double from James Outman as they celebrate even the series up with the win 8-7. Game 3, the rubber match, and it went the Blue Jays' way as Whit Merrifield hit a 3-run home run, Danny Jansen a solo shot. The Blue Jays were all over the Dodgers and win it to take 2 of 3 versus them as they take the last game 8-1. And that will do it for our series recap. Looking now to our game of the week, and we have to go back to Texas, the Rangers and the Houston. Let's look at that last game. We talked about how the bench is cleared and everything, but how did we get to that? In the bottom of the first, the Astros led it off. Alex Bregman, his 17th of the year, a 3-run home run to put Astros up 3-0. Top 3 now, Nathaniel Lau, his 12th home run of the year, cut the lead to 1 as the Rangers were getting a 2-run shot, making it 3-2 Houston. Top of the 4th, a single by Leody Tavares made it 4-3 Texas, and already tensions were high because both Simeon and Alvarez were already hit by the pitches. And later on in that 4th inning, Marcus Simeon, his 15th of the year, that was the home run that felt really good, that exchanged some words. Texas would lead it 6-3. In the top of the 5th, this is where all things go to shits as Sam Huff hits his first home run of the year. That made it 7-3. Leody Tavares, he gets a single, making it 8-3. A bases-loaded walk to Nathaniel Lau made it 9-3. And then Adolis Garcia, his 25th home run of the year, a grand slam. That caused the benches to clear afterwards after some words were exchanged at home plate. It would stay 13-3 until the bottom of the 9th, where Yanyer Diaz, his 12th home run of the year, made it 13-5. It was an important one for the Rangers to win as they stayed atop the AL West, and they take that game 13-5. That is your game of the week. Now, with all of that being said and done, let's talk about some of the news that happened this week. Let's start with some of the basic news. Rob Manfred, the commissioner of MLB, he's been extended for 4 years as the commissioner. I have no issue with that. Thought I'd mention it. Not too much to say about that. The Giants, they've been kind of slumped for the last couple of days here now. And they're trying to make this push. So what are they going to do? They're going to call up one of the best prospects in baseball right now, Marco Luciano. He will be making the call, and I'm not sure if he's played a game yet. He might have played already Wednesday. The move was announced 2 days ago, so on Wednesday. But I don't know if he played Wednesday yet. They had the off day yesterday, so I think today, on Friday now, would be his major league debut if the Giants start him. So congrats to him. I think he's the 11th ranked prospect in baseball right now. So the Giants get a shortstop in a big way for that. Now, the bigger news are Angel Perdomo, the Pirates pitcher. So in that second game on, I believe, Tuesday, after Juan Soto hit his home run, Angel Perdomo threw a pitch exactly right at Manny Machado. Definitely intentional. He was thrown out of the game, and it was received word the next day that he will be suspended for 3 games after that intentional hit by pitch. It's something that I stand strongly against not doing. I don't think any player should ever intentionally hit players. There was some stuff yesterday between the Cardinals and Cubs that we'll talk about Monday's episode with Miles Mikolas, Ian Happ, and Wilson Contreras. But I definitely think it is, there's no point. Like, I understand back in the day, send the message, makes sense, but, You just gave up a home run. Your team's losing. So why are you going to hit one of their best players? Try to injure them. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I hate it. I think it could be more. I think it should be a 5-game suspension. But whatever. It is what it is. Angel Perdomo, a Pirates pitcher, 3-game suspension after that. So, yeah, that's kind of the main news there for actual non-trade stuff. But now going into some trade stuff, we've got a couple trades. We'll do this chronologically. I think that was the right word there. We'll start with Kike Hernandez. He's been moved from Boston to a reunion with the Dodgers. He is back in LA. Love this move for him, specifically him. The Dodgers, I think, it's helpful. It's a utility man. Boston, in return, will get 2 prospects, Nick Robertson and Justin Hagenman. So, good move there. I like it. Just a nice fit. I love it when guys return or they have reunions with teams. So I'm very happy for Kike Hernandez there. Moving on now, the Mariners are getting Trent Thornton from the Blue Jays, who was recently DFA'd after they received Giannis Cabrera from the Cardinals in a trade. And in exchange, the Mariners are sending the Blue Jays Mason McCoy, a prospect infielder there. Moving along now, we have the Twins. They and the Marlins are swapping arms. The Twins will send Jorge Lopez to the Marlins in exchange for Dylan Floro. Both good relievers. Maybe just a change of scenery is going to help them out a little bit. So Marlins get Jorge Lopez. Twins get Dylan Floro in a little swap there. And speaking of a little swap, the Dodgers are getting a shortstop in Ahmed Rosario from the Guardians in exchange for Noah Syndergaard. The Guardians get a starting pitcher with Noah Syndergaard, who's had a tough year. Obviously, the career for Noah Syndergaard definitely didn't go the way he had wanted. He was a Mets star, dealt with injuries, and now he's kind of jumped from team to team and has never been able to really rekindle that fire, that elite pitching stuff that he has. Maybe the Guardians can do it for him, but I'm not sure. In terms of who I think won this trade, I will say I think the Guardians getting Noah Syndergaard will help them chase down the Twins. If Noah Syndergaard can find a little bit, if they can give him 6 innings of 1-run baseball every day, he's on the bump. I think the Guardians could definitely use that. The Dodgers, they have a good team. Getting some infielders like Ahmed Rosario and Kike Hernandez are going to help them in pursuit of the Diamondbacks. And I'm looking at my phone right now. It looks like the Dodgers are adding arms right now. Hang on here. We're having a live trade. I'm just looking at my phone now. I keep it off to the side here, and I'm getting MLB notifications that the Dodgers have just made a trade with the White Sox, and they have acquired Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly. Wow. I didn't see that coming, because I actually was going to talk about how the Rays were apparently the front runners for Lance Lynn, and now all of a sudden Lance Lynn is a Dodger. Yeah, Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly, reported by Ken Rosenthal, are being headed back to LA. And I say headed back because Joe Kelly was a Dodger. We remember him for his infamous hitting Carlos Correa in the COVID year. But yeah, Joe Kelly back as a Dodger. Lance Lynn heading to the Dodgers as they add 2 more arms. So the Dodgers so far in the last 3-4 days, they've acquired Kike Hernandez, Ahmed Rosario, Lance Lynn, and Joe Kelly. I'm not sure what the White Sox are going to get in return. Probably 2 or 3 prospects. I'm going to see if I can find it quickly here. But if not, we'll figure that out afterwards. But yeah, well, that threw me for a loop, actually. I was kind of in a groove, and now I'm all thingies. Oh, wow. There's a lot of news all of a sudden. Red Sox not trading Justin Turner, Justin Verlander, and Max Scherzer. What's going on with them? The Yankees are going to activate Aaron Judge. That's important news there. Yeah, Aaron Judge back with the Yankees. Will that help them get out of last place? Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Reports the White Sox receiving. Okay, so the White Sox will get, Tracy Thompson. That's kind of an interesting piece right there. He's headed to the White Sox in the deal, as well as 2 pitching prospects, Nick Nastarini and Jordan Liesier. So there we go. Tracy Thompson, though, that's the big name, I guess, heading to the White Sox. But yeah, Joe Kelly and Lance Lynn to the Dodgers. That's throwing me for a loop here. That's not chronological order. Getting back to the actual kind of order we have here, the Angels, after having a nice, successful series in the Tigers, they said that Ohtani is officially off the market. The Ohtani sweepstakes is over. He is going to be an Angel. He's going to remain with the Angels. And what do they do after that? They go out and get Lucas Giolito and Ronaldo Lopez from the White Sox. So the White Sox have traded away Lucas Giolito, Ronaldo Lopez, Joe Kelly, and Lance Lynn. So obviously the White Sox have been selling. And now the Angels are officially buying as they get 2 pitchers from the White Sox in exchange for Edgar Quero and Kai Bush, a couple of prospects there. I like to see it for the Angels. Go and do it. You have Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, 2 of the best players in baseball. That division might be a little tough the way those Texas teams are battling it out. But that division, there is an open slot there. We know right now the wild card belongs to Tampa Bay, Houston, and the Blue Jays, but if the Angels want it for it, they can go and get it. And it's fun because the Blue Jays and the Angels actually have a 3-game series coming up this week. So yeah, that's always exciting stuff there. We've got 2 more trades to go over here. The first one being Carlos Santana. He is being shipped from the Pirates to the Brewers, a little interleague trade there. The Pirates will get minor league infielder Johnny Severino in return. Santana had a really good series recently, actually. This week he had 3 home runs versus the Padres. And for the Brewers, you had Rowdy Tellez there at first base. Carlos Santana can easily kind of ship in over there as well. Switch hitter, has some pop. He's old, but he can still do it. He's had a good season with the Pirates, so good for the Brewers there to get that. And speaking of veteran, David Robertson always seems to find himself on the trade market. He's being shipped from the Mets to the Marlins for 2 low minor prospects. The Marlins, they're right there somehow low key. I don't really understand how the Marlins are still kind of where they are right now, but the Marlins should be buyers. They sent away Dylan Floro, but in exchange now they have Jorge Lopez from the Twins and now David Robertson from the Mets. So 2 little arms there, additions to the Marlins bullpen. That's going to help them out in the long run. David Robertson, he's had a nice season with the Mets. He has playoff experience with those Yankees. He knows what he's doing. He's dealt with some injury, but he is still a good pitcher. Should help the Marlins out a ton. So good moves there. But yeah, those are all the trades that have happened, right? Kike Hernandez, we talked about, Floro, Guardians, Syndergaard, Giolito. Yeah, so those are the trades so far. The stove is definitely heating up, though. We still have many more moves that can be made. A couple of rumors now, or trade talks, I guess now we're just going to be talking about possible trade situations here. And we have Yaimer Candelario, a Nationals player. He's being talked that he might move to the Halos. So obviously the Angels aren't done adding. They have to add more. Help out Shohei, help out Mike Trout there. So the Angels are looking at Yaimer Candelario. The Marlins still adding. They're talking with the White Sox in exchange for Tim Anderson. They're trying to get. Tim Anderson definitely not having the year he's wanted to have. He hasn't hit a home run in over a year. Maybe a change of scenery would help that out. The Rangers, they need to add, they're looking at Jordan Hicks from the Cardinals. It was worded that Cardinals are trying to extend Jordan Hicks, but if they can't get a deal done with him, they might move him. He is a free agent after the year. And then there's also word around the industry that we read here that Justin Verlander is most likely going to be traded. To where, though, we don't know. Right now, it seems like the Rangers, Astros, and Giants are the front runners. Me personally would love to see Justin Verlander back on the Astros. I think him being back there would just bring out that Cy Young form that he's been and just start dominating again. I would love it if he returns to the Astros there. But the Rangers might be an interesting one for sure. It's definitely interesting because, he came out with quotes saying that, he signed with the Mets for not 1 year, for 3. He wanted to be here. So obviously I don't think Justin Verlander wants to move anywhere, but the Mets might do so anyways. I think it's smart for the Mets to trade either one, if not both, of Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. Obviously I thought the Max Scherzer one was more likely, But Justin Verlander gets traded too. I mean, the Mets, let's be honest, their season is low-key done, but, sell a player or two. Obviously, they just trade away David Robertson, trade away Justin Verlander, trade away Max Scherzer, make some moves, rebuild your team a little bit. I just think there. But those are the trade talks that are going on right now. And yeah, that's going to do it for that. All of our trade talks this time around. Now it's time for our hot and colds of the week. And we'll start as usual with our hots. Tristan Casas with your Boston Red Sox, 9 for 16, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 7 runs, 5 walks, an OPS of 1.917. Wow. Kyle Tucker with your Astros, 8 for 19, 4 home runs, 5 RBIs, 9 runs, 6 walks, an OPS of 1.665. Freddie Freeman with your Dodgers, 11 for 25, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, 9 runs, 4 walks, 1.477 OPS. Nathaniel Lau with your Rangers, 8 for 19, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, 7 runs, 8 walks, and an OPS of 1.435. And lastly, Riley Green with your Tigers, 10 for 21, a home run, 3 RBIs, 5 runs, an OPS of 1.190. Those are your hot players. Moving on to our cold, we start with the Astros. Corey Julks, 0 for 16 with 6 strikeouts. Donovan Solano, 0 for 10 with 7 strikeouts. Trent Grisham, 1 for 22, 7 strikeouts. Dane Myers, 0 for 11 with 7 strikeouts. And Marcell Ozuna from the Braves, 1 for 19, 7 strikeouts. Those are your hot and your cold. And now a look at our outstanding performances for the week. Starting off with Tarek Skubal, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 9 Ks. Dean Kremer with your Baltimore Orioles, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Kenta Maeda, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Tyler Glasnow, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Justin Verlander, 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 4 walks, and 6 Ks. Andrew Abbott, 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 9 Ks. Freddie Peralta, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 13 strikeouts. Sandy Alcantara, a complete game, 9 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 Ks. And of course, Shohei Ohtani, 9 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, 8 Ks. A complete game shutout for Shohei Ohtani. Those are your outstanding performances. And now a look at our stat leaderboard. Not much has changed. The average still belongs to Luis Arias as well as hits. 0.376 for his average, 141 hits. Shohei Ohtani still leads in home runs with 38. Adolis Garcia RBIs with 84. Ronald Acuna Jr. still leads in runs and stolen bases, 88 runs and 48 stolen bases. Juan Soto with walks at 95, and Shohei with the OPS of 1.070. For pitchers, last week we had 5 pitchers who led the league in wins with 11. This week, we have 6. It is still Shane McClanahan, still Zach Allen, Spencer Strider, Tejon Walker, and Nathan Eovaldi, excuse me. And now we have Zach Eflin from the Rays, also with 11 wins on the season. A new ERA leader, Blake Snell. He has moved himself into Cy Young contention with how good he's been pitching recently. His ERA, 2.61 there. Spencer Strider still in Ks with 199, one more from 200. And the saves is still Camilo Doval with 31. And now a look at our upcoming series for the weekend. And we've got a lot to circle in here. Starting off, the Yankees at Baltimore, the return of Aaron Judge. Circle that series. Angels at Blue Jays. Circle that series, contending for the wild card there. Twins at Royals, Guardians at White Sox, Rays at Astros. Circle that series. The 4 and the 5 seeded teams right now. That's a good series there. Nationals at Mets, Tigers at Marlins, Brewers at Braves, that's a fun one there. Phillies at Pirates, Cubs at Cardinals, Red Sox at Giants. You can put a little circle, a little small circle around that one. Reds at Dodgers could be important. A's at Rockies, you can fall asleep watching. Mariners at Diamondbacks, that one might be important there. And the Rangers and the Padres, that is your upcoming series. We'll take a look now at our playoff predictor. That's the words we're looking for. Starting it off here, we'll spin the wheels. The 6-seeded Blue Jays taking on the 3-seeded Twins, and the Blue Jays win that matchup there. The 5-seeded Astros and the 4-seeded Rays. This series is happening this weekend. The wheel is predicting the Rays win that series there. So Blue Jays at Baltimore and Rays at Rangers. And we've got a couple of upsets as the Orioles and Rangers lose those games. The Blue Jays and the Rays are heading to the championship series. Blue Jays and Rays, and it's the Rays who will beat the Blue Jays and head to another World Series. On the NL side of things, we have the 6-seeded Reds and the 3-seeded Brewers. And even though the Brewers won this most recent matchup they had this week, the wheel predicts the Reds would beat the Brewers and move on. 5-seeded Phillies, 4-seeded Giants, and it's the 5-seeded Phillies that move on. So we've got a couple more upsets there. Reds at Braves, Phillies at Dodgers, and just like the AL, it's upset city. The Braves and the Dodgers both lose. The Reds beat the Braves and the Phillies beat the Dodgers. So we have a championship series of Reds at Phillies. And it's the Reds who keep on the surprise run. Ellie De La Cruz must be playing really well. They're heading to the World Series, and we have a World Series matchup between the Reds and the Rays. Two teams, both with the initials starting with R. Two teams with four letters in its name, and both of them end with the letter S. But it is the Rays who come out on top. They are their 2023 champions. I believe this is the 4th time they've won the playoff predictor. So things are looking good for Tampa. But that is going to do it for us today. A little bit of a long episode, or at least a lot of information. Kind of went a little fast today, trying to fit it within 40 minutes here. I think I did a pretty good job of that. So a little pat on the back for myself. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. The trade deadline is continuing to heat up. We're entering August baseball. The dog days of summer are almost here. Right now, it looks like Friday episode next week might be our player of the month for July. Depending on the trade deadline stuff, though, I might move that to Monday. So we'll see how that all comes and goes. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. And I will see you guys Monday for hopefully some more trades. And we're almost in August. So, yeah, thank you, everybody. Take it easy.